Hey everybody, welcome back to another quick tip here on a Tuesday. This one I have today is very specific. This one is for those of you who are maybe nervous about giving birth at a hospital or nervous about giving birth at the hospital that you have to give birth in for whatever reasons. Sometimes people have a history of going to the hospital when they were sick or visiting loved ones as they were ill, and they have a lot of negative associations, maybe even some trauma surrounding being in a hospital environment. But if this is where you're giving birth, then you might have to do a little work to give your mind a different version of what a hospital means so that it feels like a safe place and it feels like a place where your body can relax and let go and allow the birth to unfold. The part of our brain that's in charge of relaxing and allowing and being efficient is a primal, involuntary part of the brain, deep down, traveling down the brainstem, down deep in the brain, that is not something we can rationalize with. We can't talk it into just being cool and calm. This is the part of the brain that says, it smells funny here. That person looked at me weird. They want to put their fingers where? That part of your brain. So what we need to do is build associations of safety, of pleasant thoughts, so that when you do go in and labor, your brain's like, I know this place.